Today, I want to talk about fear and how it affects not only us as individuals, those of us who have multiple personalities. Survivors know about fear, how it feels, usually what causes it, but what we rarely ever stop to consider is, are we afraid of the impending danger or the fear itself? Let me break that down. There is one type of fear, the excruciating sense of doom, the impending fall into a pit full of stakes, the overwhelming tension of death. These are all classifications of fear. Fear exists. But how does it exist? Do we bring it into existence by our definition of danger? Let me break that down. There are two types of danger: valid and perceived. Valid danger is very real. When you are standing in a shop and someone pulls a gun, immediate danger. Our reaction is fear and panic. Fight or flight response. That fear is very valid and very real. Then we have perceived danger. We reach for the door handle. We are suddenly gripped with panic. What's on the other side? Who is waiting there? What will happen? Perceived danger, though not valid danger, is still fear-provoking and very real. I heard a quote recently that has pretty much stayed with me, and I can't get it out of my mind. Fear is not real. It is a product of thoughts that you create. Do not misunderstand me. Danger is very real, but fear is a choice. Fear is not real. That statement in itself is too broad to understand on its own. Fear is real, no matter valid or perceived. But someone can talk themselves out of the fear that's brought on by perceived danger, even though our bodies will react the same way, as if it were fear brought on by valid danger. I am not an expert on fear. I am, however, an expert on how I experience fear. We have all been there, thrown into the deepest recesses of a panic attack, and we thrash at it. We try so hard with all our might to hold it back, but the harder we try, the worse it gets. And what is on the other side of that panic attack? Where is the danger it invoked? Nowhere. The feeling itself is what we are most afraid of. We don't want to feel it. We don't want to experience it. We always want the calm, but not the storm. But what if? What if we could walk through the storm? What would happen to us if we just let the panic attack ride itself out? What could be the worst possible outcome? Fear. Because we are otherwise not harmed in any way. When we start to understand that, when we start to fully believe, then the panic attacks become less threatening. We start to see we made it through the storm, somewhat scathed by the process, but still intact. It's the process of retraining the brain to understand the difference between perceived danger and valid danger. It all ties into what our abusers made us believe in the first place. They attacked us. They brutally attacked us. For some, on a daily basis. For some, even worse. So our brain never learned to distinguish between perceived danger and valid danger. It was all danger. Now, as adults, we can repair that damage, and we can help our systems learn the difference. Essentially, we are the conduits to the outside world for our systems. We are the experienced, intrepid explorers of a world they know little about, save for the violence thrown upon them. Our fear is based on a pattern of repeated exposure to danger, valid danger. Our minds trained to pinpoint precision to detect danger. We tiptoed through life, leery of possible danger. And we carried those traits throughout our lives. So what can we do about it now? What can we do with it now? The answer is so simple, so beautifully simple. I literally cried when I realized it. We are no longer afraid of the valid or perceived danger. We are now afraid to feel the fear. Before you scoff, before you poo-poo at the answer, please stop and think about this question. Why are you afraid? When I stopped freaking out that I was having a panic attack, and mind you, that is a feat all in itself, I started to look at the actual fear. I concentrated on my heart rate, on my sweaty palms, on my shaking hands. I focused all of my energy on those things alone to break down the structure and the integrity of the panic attack and bore its bones. What did I find? It was the fear I didn't want to feel. It was the craziness of the fear, the irrational sense of danger, the poised sense of fight or flight. All of those things tangled together in a mesh of a panic attack gives us the sense of impending doom. I did the only thing I could think of at that moment and rode out the panic attack. I let it happen. I thrashed in my own skin, and on the other side, I was fine. I was fine. And I haven't had a panic attack at that magnitude since. Does that mean that I'm cured of my agoraphobia? Heck no! That just means that I'm on my way to understanding why the agoraphobia lingered for so long and grew to the monster it became. I could see the moment it started to take over my life, and now I'm moving away from it. It will take time. I still have minor panic attacks, but I can dismiss them more rapidly. I can even go to the store alone now. Like in all things I have said before, it's a process, a journey to finding life within yourself again.